Hey everyone, I am back with another video, and this time it is going to be a super chatty video. I'm going to talk to you guys about something that has been bothering me for a very long time, but now it's really sincerely bothering me. I know you guys probably could tell, like, in certain videos I have talked about it in my other videos, but this time I just wanted to really go in depth about my true feelings on the whole situation, because it is something that stresses me out, and that is my son and his speech delay. My son is 3 years old. He just turned 3 in July 8th to be exact, and you know, he's doing better with communicating and speaking, but since he has been one, well, you know what, the issue kind of started when he was almost 2. Hold on, my eyes hurt. Give me just, I had something in my eye. But the issue kind of came to my attention when he was in daycare. A teacher came to me and said that, hey, you know, you thinking about getting his ears checked, because I talk to Alex and I give him requests and he doesn't respond back, or, you know, I'll call his name and he doesn't respond back. And I'm like, no, I never really thought about it, because, you know, he seemed pretty aware to me when I would call his name. But I kind of brushed it off. It did kind of rub me the wrong way, but, you know, I just kind of swept it under the moving forward, when he moved on to the next classroom, which was the 2s, that's where the problem kind of came really bad. When his teacher would always talk to me about his behavior, him not being able to listen, and she also recommended to me that I get him into speech. When she said that, that's when I started having my concerns. Yes. Sorry, just the yell when I have him in the background. But yeah, so like I said, when she did mention that to me, I kind of thought about it, because I was, at that point he was 2, and, you know, I was starting to notice some behavior issues, and also I was starting to notice that he wasn't speaking like as well as the other children in his class. See, I don't like to compare him, you know, to other kids, but one time I went in there and one time I went in there and I observed, and I was like, some of these kids are in here, they like really talking, like they speaking full sentences. And my child, he was like, he was not talking as well, and he just was still using crying as his form of communication. So I kind of swept it off, because I talked to a couple people about it, and they was like, well, you know, he's a boy. Boys kind of develop slower, you know. Most of the kids in his class are girls, so, you know, that could be an issue. And, you know, I just was like, okay, whatever. Now that I'm home with him a lot, he is 3, like I said. I have been noticing some progress, but then again, I have not. I'm seeing progress, but then as I realize it more and more, I'm like, you know, it's, you know how you have a gut feeling, like a gut sensation, or like you just know something isn't right. That's kind of what I was getting with Alex. So I took it amongst myself to be like, okay, I'm going to start reading to him every day. I'm going to do workbooks. I'm going to do flashcards. I'm going to talk to him more. I'm going to ask him questions more, because like simple things like him saying mommy and daddy, he really honestly just started saying, like, he would say daddy, but then he would call me daddy. So he never started calling me mommy until he was 2.5. He never he really didn't know his color. Like, just little things I noticed, I started to pick up on. And, you know, when you're a first-time mom, you kind of just push certain things to the side and you don't really notice it. But then after a while, you start to come aware, like, wow, you know, he is kind of behind in certain things. So I did mention it to his doctor when he went to his 2.5 year checkup, and she said that, you know, he doesn't seem like he has autism, but he does seem to have a speech delay. And she was talking to him, and he, you know, he's obsessed with dinosaurs and stuff like that. So she would ask him a question, and the only answer he would give would be like, dinosaurs, dinosaurs. You know, it wasn't like he was, I don't want to say carrying on a full sentence, but it wasn't relatable to what she was saying. So she referred me to a speech therapist. And so the speech therapist, or the people who work for the speech therapist, they called me at the time, and it was for ECI, and they asked me a million questions, and I gave them honest answers. And they said, well, you know, we can't help you because, well, not that we can't help you, but he doesn't need a speech therapist because he doesn't sound like he's severely speech delayed. So at that point I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna just worry myself about it. They say he's not severely speech delayed, so all I can do is, on my part, just, you know, continue to read to him, continue to teach him things, continue to talk to him, and, you know, he'll begin to talk more. Moving forward to now, he is doing way better. He's making a lot of improvement, but now he's using babbling for, as if he's speaking a full sentence, or as if he's, you know, genuinely talking about something. And it's to the point like, you know, I understand some things that he's saying, but then again, I don't understand anything else that he's saying, other things. And that takes me to, because I don't want to make this video too long, that takes me to like my fears that I have with him, with his speech therapy. You know, as a mother, and this has been bothering me all week, as a mother, it's like natural, and it's like your defense to blame yourself. And sometimes I feel like, you know, did I not do enough? Did I not, you know, play with him enough? Am I not doing this enough? You know, it's just a scary time in my life right now, because, you know, I want my son to have a clear voice. I want him to, you know, it's just kind of sad, and it makes me feel bad when, you know, he's unable to explain himself, or he's unable to clearly tell me what he wants, or, you know, if he's outside playing with the kids, he's just kind of like standing there listening. He's not interacting with them. He's not having, you know, a conversation with them. It's just simply dinosaurs or this, you know, just like the stuff that he already knows. And, you know, it does make me sad. It makes me feel bad, and it makes me feel like, wow, like, it, you know, it kind of makes me feel like I failed him as a parent, because, you know, yes, some kids develop slower, but, you know, I just feel like he really should know certain things, and he don't. And even, you know, little things as direction following, or, you know, telling him to do certain things, it's like he doesn't know what I'm saying, he doesn't understand, or he gets confused. So on his third birthday, he had another checkup, and his pediatrician ended up referring him to a developmental specialist and another speech therapist. And so I sent in all the paperwork, and now it's just a waiting game. And I hate that, you know, I'm back in the situation again, because I feel like I could have had the help when I first noticed it. And now I have to wait, because with things like this, it's a waiting game, because there's so many other children who need help, and there's so many other people who are in the same position that I am in, with their kid, you know, not being able to talk. Not only is it's hard, but it's frustrating, because it's like a never-ending game. It's like a never-ending cycle with him, you know, trying to get him to understand why you can't just dart off in the street, trying to get him to understand, you know, why you can't just open the door like that, you know, trying to get him to understand, like, no means no, or, you know, trying to get him to answer me if I ask him, hey, do you want a sandwich or do you want some eggs? Trying to get him to answer yes or no questions, you know, even little things, because when we go out to the store, Alex, and this is not being arrogant or nothing like that, but Alex gets a lot of attention. Like, people always like to come up to him and talk to him and ask him questions. And they'll be like, hey, what's your name? And Alex knows his name. If I ask him what's his name, he'll tell me. Or, hey, how old are you? He knows how old he is. Or this and that and the third. And he won't answer. He won't respond. I have to pretty much coach him through the whole entire conversation. And, even with family members, it's like, they'll talk to him, or we'll FaceTime my mom or something like that. And they'll ask him things, and he just, it's just like the same things that he knows, like the same words that's programmed in his head. Now, granted, Alex knows he knows how to count. He knows his colors. He knows how to sing the alphabet. He knows certain songs. Alex is very smart and very intelligent. What breaks my heart the most is that I just wish that, I kind of wish that he was understood more, or I kind of wish that, I'm able to understand him more, so that, it can help me more as a parent to help him, because, he gets frustrated because he can't express to me what he needs, and then I get frustrated because I don't understand what he's trying to say, or, certain transitions are like pulling my hair out. It's super hard, and like, my fear is that, is this gonna be like a constant thing? Like, is my son behind? Will he need extra help? Will he need certain, and this is not to label him, but will he need certain, special attention? I don't know. And, I want to get him in school so he can have more social interactions, but with the speech therapy, now that he's 3, he would have to be put in a certain type of school with that therapist. So that's why I'm waiting for that, because it's like, so he can get his therapist, and then we can try to figure out what school that therapist goes to for him to get the help. So it's just a waiting game, guys, and it's a pure waiting game. My son is lovely. He's the sweetest, most affectionate little boy a mom can ever ask for. And, all I want from my kids is the best. All I want, and it might sound silly because he is 3, but, I just want him to be, I just want the most for my baby. I just want the most for both my kids. I just want him to get the help that he needs. I don't want to feel like I'm failing him. I don't want to feel like I'm just pushing it to the side, and then, it might progressively get worse, or it might get better, but it's just something that stresses me out, guys. Like, I literally stayed up all night just thinking, just legit, just mind just going 100 miles per hour, just because I do a lot of observing. I do a lot of watching of Alex, and how he plays and how he interacts, even how he pronounces certain things. It's like, it's not correct. It's not correct at all. And kids can be mean, y'all. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some kids kind of understand, but certain kids can be very mean to him. And, I've witnessed certain situations where, things have been said about him, and he's just standing there looking. He doesn't understand. He doesn't get it. In his mind, he's trying to explain, or he's trying to be involved. So what's the problem? That's just the innocence of a child. So, it just it's very heartbreaking, and, you won't really and truly understand unless you have a child that has a speech delay or any type of developmental issue. You won't really understand. You'll probably feel like, oh, you're just finding something to complain about, or you just need to just let it take its course, and that's not the case, because, a mother always has this gut, has that instinct, always has that intuition, like something isn't right. And that's how I feel about my child. I feel like something is not right. I feel like, he should be a little bit more advanced than what he is, and he's not. He's truly not. And I'm glad I got through this video without getting emotional, because I do cry. I cry about it a lot. It's just so hard trying to make him have a voice when he's very limited to what he can say. And like I said, he is so smart. He's Go ahead, baby. He's super smart. He's super loving. He's all that, it's just getting him to use his sentences. It's getting him to be a little bit more expressive. It's getting him to understand, what he's saying. And it's getting him to understand me, understand his parents, understand his loved ones, the people who care about him. So, I don't know. It's just, like they say, there's no rule book on parenting. There's no guide. There is guides, but you just really have to do it, and you have to stick with it, and you got to be patient. Like I said, I just want the very, 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 very best for my son, and I want to see him succeed, and I want to see him be the best little boy that he can be. Oftentimes as parents or as individuals, we have this plan in life where we have like this vision of how things are supposed to go, how they're supposed to be. And then when things don't go that as well, you get upset, you get frazzled, you get scared, you get stressed out. And that's really not good. That's really not how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to, be faithful and just be positive. But when you're dealing with it every day, or when you're in it and it gets frustrating, it gets low and it gets lonely, it's hard to be positive. It's hard to, have a brave face every day. But, I know everything will be okay. Alex, he has a hearing test on the 1st, which is this week. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on that and let you guys know how that goes. I'll let you know if if his hearing is impaired or if it's not impaired. And then hopefully I can hear. I'm still waiting to hear from the speech therapist. It doesn't make sense to call because they're supposed to call you. So I sent in all my paperwork. So now it's just a waiting game. It's just waiting to see. But I really want Alex to get speech therapy. I really want him to get the help that he needs because my son has so much to say. He has so much to explain to me. He has so much to tell me, and I just want him to, And, it's not about wanting to control Alex, but it is because I know that it's something, I know it is. I don't want him to be behind. I don't want him to be delayed, but I know he is, just from observation, just by looking at him. And just, if anybody was to see him on the street, they would think that Alex is okay, get him. But, when they talk to him, it's like, what? And that's, that's a hurtful thing, that's hurtful to hear those comments like, oh, I don't understand nothing he just said, or what, or what he say, or girl, how old is he, or why are you talking like a baby? That hurts to hear, because in my mind, I know that it's not that he wants to talk like a baby, or it's not that he, it's just that he can't get it out, or that he's just a little behind in what he has to say, or when I hear him playing with kids and they're like, why he talk like that? It's just like, dang, it's okay. Like, pretty soon I won't get him to be quiet. So, if you're watching this video, just pray for me, pray for our family, and, just, even if you want to send positive advice or a positive word to me, that would be great too, because this is a tough time. This is a very tough time, and I feel like I'm dealing with it alone. I feel like I am struggling with it internally, because if I keep expressing it, it's coming off as I'm just stressing myself out, or I'm worried, or I am just wanting to be stressed for no reason. And I understand the concerns of loved ones, but it's this is something that's very sensitive to me, and it's very important, and I really want him to get the help that he needs. And also I will be his 100% cheerleader. I am his cheerleader. I read to him every single day. I talk to him every chance I get. We play, we go on adventures. I try to explain things to him. I put on educational videos. I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that my son lives a good life and lives a, you know, a life where he can express himself and he can be a little bit more vocal as he matures and grows up to be a lovely, you know, boy. So I'm sorry if this video came off too long. It's just, I had to get it off my chest and I had to talk about it because I know there's other moms out there who are struggling with this exact issue. You know, my stuff might not have been articulated nicely, you know, like the other good videos you see out there. But a struggle is a struggle. No matter how pretty you make it look or how much edits you put on there, a struggle is a struggle. And that's what I'm going through right now. And that's, you know, this is my biggest struggle, is to advocate for my son and to make sure that he gets the help that he needs. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you did watch, thank you guys for just being supportive if you are supportive, and I will keep you updated on, like I said, his hearing test. I will keep you updated on if the speech therapist called, and for the developmental specialist. I sent the information in for that too, so I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on 2 things. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on that to let you know how it goes. For the developmental specialist, I know that's going to be a wait because they specialize in everything from behavior issues to autism to, you know, whatever issue your child has, that's what they specialize in, and they're very demanded right now in the city of Houston. So I'm just hoping that, you know, we get the help that we need. And you want to read Jamal's busy day? Yes. Okay, we'll read it. Okay. So I hope you guys have a great Monday, and you know, I hope you guys do something productive. I know I did. My self-care and my productivity came with me putting some clothes on and putting makeup on my face, because I don't do it like that anymore. So I feel good. I feel happy right now that I was able to get that off my chest. And you know, I thank you guys for following me on this journey. I make these videos for documentation. I make them for, you know, memories, and I make them for, you know, just to look back on, just to see the growth and the progression in my life. So thank you for following me. Thank you for subscribing if you did subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.